Kyle Sweet talked to us the other day about his route running. That's an area that he's really kind of focused on. I know he's always been a good route runner, but have you seen him improve there the last year, maybe the last kind of few weeks too?
Yeah, he's always been pretty good at it, but he's really good at stemming routes. The first part of his route, he sets up the end of it, and he's really good at setting it up because, I don't know, of our group, he's one of the slowest guys, but he's always one of them that's the most open, and it has to do with his ability to stem and lean routes,
Do you find that the guys who aren't as athletic or quick, do you find them to be the better route runners because it's something they have to kind of focus on more and spend more time working on?
I think sometimes. I think sometimes. Also, though, that I think gets lost in some of it a little is there's a difference between being fast and quick at coming out of your cuts. So I think he's pretty even with most of those guys as far as being quick at coming out of his cuts, I think that that makes up for quite. Wes Welker was a 4.8 guy. Well, he's real quick at coming out of his cuts, and he's real good laterally on both sides. So, and that made up for a lot. So
7 days till kickoff. Have you named a starter, and if so, who you rolling with?
Well, Gardner's getting most of the reps, but I think those other two are real competitive. So, I think they're both kind of in the thick of it. But right now, Gardner's doing a good job leading the group.
Is it impressive how far along Gardner's come since? He just came here in the summertime and has picked up things pretty well.
It is. He's real smart. He did play in a similar offense in high school, so it wasn't like reinventing the wheel, but a lot of nuances, new plays, new personnel. So I do think it's impressive. But he studies a lot, and he's a real smart guy. Sometimes you overlook how smart he is, but he sorts things out pretty quick, and he's real smart.
When do you plan on naming a starter officially?
Yeah, whenever I feel like it. Game time, I will for that day, So, it'll be pretty clear cut that day, I think, unless I change my mind. But, so we'll go from there.
Have you gotten a chance to look at the Wyoming defense or any from maybe seasons past? I know they're a pretty talented defense, returning quite a bit of starters.
A little bit. They got a lot of guys back. They play really hard. They're very fundamental. They have good technique, and they selected what they're going to do and what they're going to be good at it, and they aggressively pursue it, and it pays off. And I've always thought that's the best thing that somebody can do. A lot of times teams try to come up with all kinds of wrinkles and other stuff, but your best pitch is your best pitch, and they throw their best pitch more than most teams do, and so as a result, it's harder to move the ball against them than some teams.
Will you guys get together tonight to watch their game against New Mexico State?
Not really get together. We're going to get a fresh, fancy copy, coach's copy of it, bright and early tomorrow that we'll all watch in detail.
I know it's the first time since 2013 that you've opened up the season with a true road game. What are some of the challenges that it presents with a new team and a lot of fresh faces here and going on the road early on?
It's a good question. I think the biggest thing is the distractions. You have to, we tried to iron out our routine today to make our routine as clear as we could, and then you try to stick with your routine to help eliminate all the distractions.
Will there be any kind of punishment for Roderick Fisher?
For who?
Roderick Fisher.
If there is, it'll be within our team. We're not going to share it with you guys and advertise it out there. We care a lot more what we think and what we think's necessary than we do on the outside, because we really don't consult you guys on what we're going to run on third down, or you may prefer this play and we may prefer that one, but we're not going to ask you either way. So.
Have you followed Craig Bull's teams much throughout his career in North Dakota State?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. He's a good coach. Very sharp. I know Craig Bull's smart guy, good coach. He's had success everywhere he's been, and and I think it's just his attention to detail and the fundamentals, really.
Did you meet him just playing one of his teams, or did you guys have?
No, just over the years. You have the coaches gatherings and you meet each other at conventions and stuff. And he's a guy that I always wanted to meet. And then, and played against him when he was at Nebraska. We didn't really know each other then, but I've always admired what he's done.
And we got a chance to talk with Tracy. How do you think the defense has looked, I guess, through a full kind of camp here?
I think good. I think they've looked good. You know, today we went 1s on 2s, and our first group offense, did pretty well, and our first group of defense, I thought, did pretty well.
That's good with Coach?
Yep.